In today's video, I'm going to break down the gameplay tease that we got yesterday and all the little mechanics that I noticed. Let's talk about it!
Whoa!
What's up guys, Canadian Guy here, and back with a brand new Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time video. So I originally had this video planned for when I dropped all the other videos, but then I read and heard that Jeff Keighley had a bunch of gameplay to reveal, as well as a specific rap star, which I'm not going to attempt pronouncing his name because last time I tried, y'all made fun of me in the comments. Basically, they were supposed to release quote-unquote brand new gameplay, only to find out that it was the same footage that I had already dropped on the channel, so that was awkward. Anyway, so let's start from the very first frame of gameplay. We can see here that the bonus area platforms are still here. We can see the glowing question mark that just has nothing but promises of boxes, Wampa fruit, lives, and of course probably death. Now, one of the first enemies that we see here is this green fisherman that looks like he's had better days, but he has a green skin and with some really gross gas coming out of his mouth. Now, right from the start, we see another fisherman that also looked green and, well, scurvy-like, but was walking around like some sort of a zombie. And that's when I realized that these seemingly might actually be zombies. Ice fisherman zombies, I suppose. It explains why everything looks like it's in ruins, as they were a poor crew that crashed in the Antarctic and was succumbed to a curse after death. Or they're just drunk. The ESRB does say that there's alcoholic references in the game, so that just might be it. After hitting said drunk zombie ice fisherman, we can hear that the classic spin-off sound effect from the Insane trilogy is still here. Also, when Crash or Coco breaks boxes, to keep the flow of the game going, instead of you having to run around and grab the Wampa fruit, they just magnetically pull to Crash or Coco, which allows you to get into a rhythm of platforming and some sort of a flow state without worrying to stop and grab the Wampa fruit. We can see here that mini cutscenes will happen in between the levels that will change the environment or the situation Crash or Coco will get into. We can also see Crash get the Zoinks font text above his head as the ship blows up. When Coco grabs the time mask, we can hear that the mask has its own, I guess, chant? You know when Aku Aku does the sound effect that everybody loves, but no one can agree on what he's saying? Yeah, that one. Ika Ika also has his own chant later on too. Take a listen to both of them. Now, when the mask is put on, it goes on the back of either the characters you are playing and completely changes their outfits to match the corresponding mask they are wearing. Now, these masks only show up in specific locations and not whenever you want. As you can see, the mask shows up to help Crash and Coco pass this iced waterfall, but as soon as they're in the clear, the mask leaves. In the screenshot here as well, we can see a penguin sitting at the edge of a ledge, just waiting to likely cause trouble. Now look how much more open the game is, even though it is still following the linear formula from the original games. This was something that I was wanting and had previously said in another video, which I'm very happy to see. You will see more of this as we continue through the footage. Some TNT crates are a bit damaged and has exposed TNT sticks in them, which is a cool little detail. Also, the TNT crates intermittently blink red, a returning feature from the past. Crash's double jump seems to be a little floatier than the originals, but its momentum seems to work similarly to Crash Warped. But the jump arcs seem to be much better, especially in comparison to Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Here we can see the level opens up a bit and challenges the player to jump from ice block to ice block to get to the totally sturdy looking wooden planks. We see a line of penguins ready to seemingly attack. Another drunk zombie ice fisherman standing beside a frozen penguin and a golden Wampa fruit box, which we'll talk about later. When Coco gets Ika Ika, she can choose which way to flow the gravity for herself. She can choose to either run on the ground normally or switch the flow of gravity for her. So you can literally jump and halfway through your jump, switch the gravitational pull of where you want to go. This creates an interesting platforming mechanic that can be applied wherever Toys for Bob chooses. Now here, we can see that Coco collects a golden Wampa, but it just flies off to the unseen HUD in the top left corner. Now later on in the level, we can see Crash grabs the golden Wampa as well. it flies to him, and when it makes contact with him, it breaks apart and a huge amount of Wampa fruit flies into the corner. So I think golden Wampa fruits just gives you a bunch of Wampa fruit. I'm still unsure about that. Now, for a very brief moment, we can actually see that there is a clock here, which means that this level has been completed before and the time trial has been unlocked. Which I guess also means that time trials are back, and I would also assume that relics would make their return as well. It's going to be very interesting doing these relic times with these new masks and powers. We can see the rope swinging has been added to the game, which is going to add another layer of platforming action. Along with swinging, we have rail grinding. While other games have done rail grinding, Crash mixes it up by allowing the player to not only hop from rail to rail, but to swing underneath the rail to collect fruit and hit boxes. There is also a crate that is introduced in the post-apocalyptic level that has a glowing and blinking orange light, but when Coco hits it, she just gets more Wampa fruit. I'm unsure what exactly this box means. It would be weird that if it was the same function as the question mark box because we see one earlier in the stage. Maybe this will be for something to be revealed later on? We'll have to see. We also see here that gem routes have made a proud return as we approach the rail grind. We can see that there is a purple gem route that has not been fulfilled by whomever is playing. But also, this confirms that gems will be making a return as collectibles. But there is one more thing that the game seems to have that Toys for Bob introduced beforehand in the Reignited trilogy. The footage of Crash doing his platforming to him rail grinding seems to be on the same level and in the same area, with seemingly an edit in between. But take a listen to the background music before we rail grind.
Performance is free.
Now listen to it while we're grinding. You can hear, and I would also assume, that dynamic tracks are back, which was something that was introduced in Reignited, where the level has a music track, but slightly changes depending on your actions or the environments you are in. This seems to be applied here between Crash platforming and Crash grinding on a rail. Those are the details that I saw so far in this footage. Did you see something that I didn't see? Comment below and let me know. And don't forget to subscribe for more Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon content.
A huge thank you to all those who support the channel through Patreon and being a sponsor on the channel. If you'd like to help it out, check out the links in the description below, where you can buy some CGE merch or become a Patreon. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe for more gaming and nostalgic content. Thank you so much everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next video.